All right, everybody, here I am again. I'm back. This time we're going to talk about something completely different than what you have seen in my other videos. And this is by popular request. So we have here today, we have Shanae Mabrie. Yes, it's like the month of May and like the cheese, like she says. So that's how you're going to remember Mabrie. Two really good things, May and cheese. So welcome, Shanae. How are you
Thank
today?
you. I'm well. How are you?
Here I am. I'm alive. I'm healthy. Let's see what else. We got May, we got cheese, some coffee. What else can I ask for? Life is,
Exactly.
in context, it's good. Am I missing barbecues? Yes. Am I missing coffee meetings? Am I missing group hugs? Yes, all the above.
Yes.
But other than that, we're doing well. How about yourself? I take it you're probably working from home now?
Definitely working from home, hence my family photos in the background.
Oh, nice.
So just, although working from home, I'm just happy that I'm in good health and, in both mind and body. So at
Yeah.
this, I think that's all we can ask for is good health in mind and body.
And that's really cool that you said it both ways because you're right. I mean, we can be healthy physically, but there's also, let's not mistake this. There's a lot of people going through depressions, and we're seeing, the ugly side of depression and loneliness. And so I recommend that those watching, even though that's not the topic of this video, do your best to really reach out to people and reach out just to say hello because you never know how much of a difference in a positive way that phone call can be. So good. All right. So you are an expert at 1031 exchanges. Now, I obviously over my 20 plus years of being in the mortgage business, I've run across doing a lot of 1031s as far as me being on the lending side. But what I've also noticed is that a lot of consumers really don't understand what is it and how does it work and what types of these exchange are there. So can we just go very basic 30,000 feet and tell us what is an exchange? How does it work?
Absolutely. So a 1031 exchange applies to whenever someone is selling investment or business use property and wanting to defer having to pay the capital gains tax. So they're going to hire a qualified intermediary, such as myself, to hold the funds in trust for them until they're ready to reinvest the proceeds into their next investment or business use property.
Ooh, nice.
Actually receiving any of the funds, it's not a taxable event.
Okay.
We're just going to
Oh,
step
oh, there we go.
in.
I lost
And,
you for just a second.
oh, okay, great. So we're going to just step into the transaction and receipt in the proceeds from their sale and hold it in trust until they're ready to reinvest into their next property. And
Ah, okay.
if closing, they're just going to have 45 days to identify the property or properties that they want to buy. What I always tell clients, this 45 days will feel like 45 seconds when you're in the middle of an exchange. And it's really the fastest 45 days known to mankind. So I always encourage clients, you want to be proactive in trying to locate and secure your replacement property. Because from date of closing on the property that you sell, you then have 180 days to complete the purchase of what you had identified in the first 45.
180 days. What happens if you don't meet that 180 days?
Then you lose the benefit of the exchange, and therefore it's a tax
Oh,
event. And the same applies if
okay.
unsuccessful in identifying in the 45 days. Again, you lose the benefit of the exchange
I see.
taxes.
So on day 46, you're done.
You're done.
Oh, wow. Okay. For as far as identify. Now, does the money have to be in trust and go to a third party such as your company?
Absolutely. And the main reason for that is part of the Treasury regulation says that the taxpayer can't have what they refer to as constructive receipt or constructive control over the funds. So that's why those funds have to be placed with the
They can't physically
third.
have it in
Well,
any
they can't
form on their
have it.
side.
Right. Not only can they not have it, but let's say that the taxpayer has, found the replacement property that they intend to purchase, and perhaps it's scheduled to close escrow maybe 2 days after, or even the next day after they complete the sale of their investment property. Even if they're directing the title company where to place the funds, and they're saying, just close these simultaneously, close my sale first, close my purchase the next day, don't send me any money, they still have to have a qualified intermediary in place, because
Mm.
out of our instructions, they're deemed as having constructive control over the funds because they're directing the proceeds from one transaction to the next.
Got it, got it, got it. So how does the process actually work? So a, a seller lists the property with an agent.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you come in and walk me through that?
Absolutely. So once they have located a buyer on the property that they're selling, and they've entered into contract to sell that property and have opened escrow with the title company, that's when they would contact me to engage me to initiate the exchange. We then will work directly with the title company to obtain the documents that we need to draft our instructions for the closing, which will just be signed with all of their closing documents. So at this point, because we're all sheltering in place, they'll arrange for a mobile notary
Yeah,
than signing in office, but they'll arrange for a mobile notary and they'll have a signing packet. And so it'll include all of the closing documents for the sale of the property along with the exchange instructions to be signed. And then once those instructions are signed, we then will go in and countersign on the closing statement authorizing the sale and transfer of the property to the ultimate buyer. And the closing occurs and the title company wires the money to us.
so those documents go on the front end or towards the back end that you need?
So it's going to be on the front end. So
Okay,
once they enter into contract, we'll obtain a copy of the purchase agreement and the preliminary report to then draft our instructions, which then gets signed right before closing.
got it. Okay, so it gets signed right before closing. Okay, great. So we're going to parse this out. The next time we have Shanae, we're going to be talking about the different types of exchanges. It's not just the 1031. Finally, my last question, well, my second to last question is, where did they come up with the name 1031 exchange?
So 1031 just refers to the section of the tax code. It's section
Ah,
1031 of the IRS.
tax code. Okay, fantastic.
So
And then my final question is, how do people get a hold of you? I know you got your phone number
I
strategically positioned
do.
here. Do you have an email address as well?
So my phone number there on the screen, my email address is really just a combination of what you see on the screen. So it's my first initial and my last name. So it's smabrie at oldrepublicexchange.com.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. So if you have any exchange questions or you're ready to do a 1031 exchange, guess who you're calling? You're calling her. All right. Well, thank you so much. And I will see you for part 2 where we talk about the different types of exchanges. Thanks again.
Sounds great.
Take care.
Thanks.